When you think of black coffee, you think of mastery, and artists who rose from the townships to the world stage, whose beats reverberate through Ibiza, New York, and Johannesburg. But behind the thunderous applause and sold-out stadiums lies a story of fragility, challenge, and the hard truth that even the richest stars can see half their empire slip away. Welcome back to the Dawn Edition, your channel for the real stories behind South Africa's richest and most influential figures. If you're new here, hit subscribe now, ring the bell, and drop a comment telling us which South African tycoon or star you'd like us to profile next. Black Coffee built more than music, he built an empire. Albums, global tours, high-end brand deals, his label Solistic Music, a stake in major catalogs. He invested in companies, bought property, became an icon. But between the years of growth and luxury something shifted. In several high-profile legal cases, his assets came under pressure. His company, Solistic Agency, was sued for more than $500,000 after allegedly defaulting on a rental agreement for a generator. Meanwhile, his divorce battle with his ex-wife, actress Enomboli Mlotshwa, escalated. In 2025, a court ruled their customary marriage was valid and in community of property, meaning half of his shared assets could legally belong to her. Consider this, once Black Coffee was reported to charge huge sums for international sets, his net worth estimates climbed into hundreds of millions of rand. But legal rulings, maintenance claims, and asset sharing changed the equation. The reality, a star whose fortune faced heavy headwinds. Picture the homes, the cars, the tours. Now imagine them under threat, lawsuits, claims, debt, restructuring. The shine doesn't always reflect the cracks beneath. What does this mean? That no legacy is immune. That even global icons face financial strain. And that for Black Coffee, half his assets were no longer just hypothetical, they were at risk, tied to court orders, and the public eye. Now we ask you, do you think Black Coffee will rebuild and bounce back stronger? Or has the damage deepened beyond repair? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, like the video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the Dawn Edition for more stories of wealth, power, and the hidden truths. Before you go, click the next video in the top left corner of your screen. We've got another incredible story of a South African empire in crisis. Because with power comes risk, and with money comes the danger of losing it. The reality, a star whose fortune faced heavy headwinds. For years, Black Coffee had been the symbol of South African success, a global DJ with an empire that stretched from Johannesburg to Ibiza. But after the court rulings and lawsuits, whispers began to spread. The papers said he had lost almost half of everything he'd built. His wealth, once measured in hundreds of millions, was suddenly under a microscope. And just when the public thought the DJ had been humbled by loss, he did something that left South Africa speechless. Days after the headlines broke about him losing half his assets, Black Coffee quietly purchased a multi-million rand mansion in Cape Town's Atlantic seaboard, one of the most expensive strips of real estate in the country. Reports say the home boasts ocean views, smart home technology, imported Italian furniture, and private studio space, a retreat fit for a global star. To some, it was proof that Black Coffee was still untouchable, still the king of luxury. To others, it was arrogance, a statement that no matter what he loses, he will always rise again. This bold move reignited debate across social media. Was he rebuilding his empire, or simply showing the world that he refuses to fall? Fans called it motivation. Critics called it madness. But one thing is certain, it reminded everyone that resilience is part of the Black Coffee brand. He's not just a DJ, he's a symbol of persistence. When life took half, he invested the other half into legacy. And that's where the story takes an unexpected turn, because this wasn't just about money anymore. It became a message about power, pride, and the unstoppable will to rise, no matter how many times the world tries to bring you down. So as the sun sets over Cape Town and the beats of Amapiano echo through the night, one thing remains clear, Black Coffee may lose assets, but never his rhythm.
Can I be personal?
Please.
No one gets into marriage to get out.
Yeah.
Because even when you stand there, you say, till death,
I'm going to fight for this.
I'm going to fight for this. You failed.
Dismally. And for me, I think I modeled marriage my own way.
Oh.
Alone.
Tell me.
Because of my upbringing and my parents failing in marriage, and then me not being raised by both of them, I created my own world where I'm like, you know, when I get a chance to do this thing,
I'm gonna do it this
I'm
way.
gonna do it this way.
Yeah, yeah.
And so much that you wanna lead in everything.
Oh.
You know, you wanna cover everything. You wanna be the driver of this thing, and so much that you forget that there's someone next to you who
also has
holds the map.
That's right.
You
Because
know,
the journey for two.
yeah. So you're a driver. There's a navigator.
That's right.
And both of you are important.
And vice versa. Yeah.
You know, so every time I would make a move that I thought was big for us, and it wasn't received like that, a part of me was dying.
Oh.
Because I'm like, trust me, I know how this thing is going to work. Trust me.
Yeah.
You know, like, let me take this thing forward.
Instead of trust us.
Yeah. So, and every time I was talking to you off air about one day, I bought my ex a very fancy car.
Yeah.
And the response wasn't what I expected. You know, she wasn't as excited.
As you expected it.
Yeah. And it was like, for me, especially at the time, it was like a super fancy car. And I expected
Even
it,
beyond for you.
I expected it to even cry.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
she was like, oh, it's nice, thank you. You know, and it sat with me heavily for a long time. As someone who was not appreciating.
But what's the lesson there?
Sometimes we are ahead, and there's things we wish for people, there's things they wish for themselves, and we make a mistake of imposing our wishes on them.
Ooh, come on now.
You know, so it's like me saying I want to go to the moon. You know, the moon is always known as the place where, you know, take you to the moon.
That's right.
And then I take my partner to the moon. And I'm like, we are at the moon. And she's like, okay, I want to go back home.
We are on the moon.
I'm like, are you serious? Like, look at where we are right now. We are above everything. She's like, yeah, but
cool for you.
it's the same thing.
Thank you.
Until she's ready to go to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Then we can go together.
Oh, yeah.
And we both feel the same way. You know, so there's so many of those things that hit me later.
Yeah.
You know, not to say that then I want to try marriage again. Just understanding it where I'm like, I could have been easier on that.
Yeah.
You know, I could have taken time on that. I could have, you know, when you come out, it's so easy to say, she's wrong, she did that. You know, but if you're going to sit and be honest with yourself,
That's right.
you're going to find a lot of loopholes in the things that you've also done.
That's right.
And that's when peace comes.
Yes.
You know, that's when you, as I was saying
And
earlier,
healing
comes. That's when you need to take it easy on yourself now and forgiving yourself, you know, because it's a journey, man. No one is going to come out perfect. We're going to die not perfect. You know, we're going to keep trying. We're going to read books. We're going to, like, I'm listening to one called Becoming Nobody.
Oh.
Because personally, that's all I've been trying to be, somebody.
Yeah.
So much that I've lost who I really am. Because somebody gets invited in certain tables. Somebody gets seen a certain way. Somebody gets seen. Most of us, I mean, as black people, we are not seen.
Yeah.
So you work so hard to be seen, to be known, to live in a certain neighborhood, so you can be neighbors with certain people, so they can see you and acknowledge your existence. So much that you lose the essence of you. You know, so I'm trying to learn
to become nobody.
Yeah. And I walk in a room as me, not as someone who drives a certain car, lives in a certain place, have a certain amount of money in my bank account. Just walk in as myself. And I can walk in then in any room without feeling like, oh, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
You know, because as a human being, I belong everywhere.